motherfucking Andy.
Just hanging around
with some local motherfuckers in the dazzle den. If you're in a local band and you're passing through town, stop by after this.
when the creepies come out.
You're at the dazzle den
With those creepy motherfuckers.
You're at the dazzle den
With those creepy motherfuckers.
You're at the dazzle den
With those creepy motherfuckers.
You're at the dazzle den
With those creepy
Movie star.
I love telling them my fingers.
Welcome to Unsigned 518, right? Fuck, I can't. I got even less into it than I did the first time. Hi, everybody. It's Andy and
BJ Schwinghammer.
of Weekend Spotlight. We're combining our forces and bringing you a couple of Halloween episodes over the next couple weeks. We've been kind of gathering stuff over the last couple weeks and couple months, and so we've got some really cool segments. We've got cool interviews, cool local music that is Halloween themed, and it's gonna be really cool. We got one episode this week and then one next week, and I'm not doing any Unsigned 518 episodes, any normal episodes this week or next, and you're not doing any.
I'm not doing any weekend spotlights. We're putting our sole efforts into this monumental occasion of 2 episodes of Unsigned 518 Halloween specials.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking killer. So, I guess before we get started, what are your thoughts on Halloween, just like in general? Like, what were you like a Halloween kid growing up, or like where were you at, like on the spooky spectrum?
I mean, honestly, I enjoyed Halloween like every other kid. I was never super into it. I started getting more into it because I grew up on a farm, so I grew up around 3 kids, and 3 of them sucked, and that's including me. So like we went to Halloween, we did Halloween, and we did Halloween school, sure, whatever, but I didn't start to really get into Halloween until like around college and after college, when you start to find the people that are just like Halloween people, and you go,
right.
oh yeah, and that I'm not as Halloween-y as other people that I know, certainly, but I do enjoy the spooky season. I love it so much.
Yeah, there's something about it for me that like it just like even like driving home like some afternoons, like just the crisp air, you know, like the dead leaves and the crisp air, and just like driving with the windows down and looking around and noticing the change. It brings something out in me that is, I don't know, it makes me happy to be alive. It makes me feel thrilled at things.
Yeah.
It makes me want to like engage in something in the way that I feel like a lot of people feel about like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like my wife, for instance, like Katie's big into Christmas, and it like invigorates her, and she loves to like, bake and do the Christmas events and the presents and the parties, and I'm like kind of, Christmas is okay.
Christmas is cool, but Christmas is really, it's about, giving and getting, but it's definitely like commercialized to like the nth degree, whereas Halloween's just like, hey, let your freak flag fly, be yourself, and it just so happens to coincide with my favorite season.
Yeah.
And it isn't because it's invigorating, because it's crisp, it's invigorating, and kind of gets you that, like I don't do well in the summer because I can't escape my own skin.
Correct.
But like let's say falling asleep in the autumn, leaving a window open under a nice blanket, that's like the best way to sleep, man. Like it's crazy. Yeah,
like today we had it's a little bit nice, and Katie had the door open, and she was like, is that fine? Because it was a little chilly. She's like, is that fine? I'm like, no, leave it open.
Yeah,
I'll put a sweatshirt on.
Yep.
Because I like that air.
Yeah,
there's something about like the air, but and plus the spooky shit. I'm a spooky kid year round. Obviously you know me. Like I don't watch horror movies only like around this time of the year, like, and again, people that know me know that like I like horror movies, but I don't like it all. Like, and there's some horror stuff that I just won't watch. Like, like I'm not a body horror. Like that movie The Substance. with
with Demi Moore.
I'm not gonna watch that. Like, or the one Together with James Franco and Alison Brie. Like, it's a lot of like body horror shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it fucking grosses me out. And it doesn't like, because horror, I guess, is supposed to scare. It doesn't scare me. It just fucking grosses me out.
Like, in a lot of ways, once you bring a really big, like, AAA lister, like, into what's supposed to be a horror movie, it's always less horror-ish in my eyes. Like,
yeah, I guess. But just any of that body horror stuff, like, even like The Fly, like, really fucking bugged me out when I was a kid. And it's one of those, I don't need to watch it again. Like, it's an important film, both the like original and the remake or whatever, but they're not ones that I revisit. Like, and some people could say like, oh well, slashers are like, quote unquote gross, but it's not the same as like
no.
Like Cronenberg films, like The Brood and shit.
Oh,
like,
Jesus Christ!
It's just like I don't know, it's fucking unsettling and gross. But anyway, I love this. I love the season. I love that you're here in the flesh, in person, and we're going to be doing this. The next 2 weeks together. I think it's going to be pretty fun. But I guess let's just fucking roll right into it. What do you think?
I mean, there's no reason. There's no reason not to.
No reason not to. So the first thing we have is a segment. This is one that was recorded a couple months ago. It's actually not either of us doing the interviewing. It's my buddy Frank Palangi, who I met from doing this show. And, he's local, like up in the Glens Falls area, and I had heard the name, but we had never actually met. And then he came on the show, and we talked more about horror movies than we did music. And like after we recorded, we just and we just stayed in touch. And he asked me if I would do a part in his movie American Psychopath that was filming, and it was just a very bit part of I think my name was Bob, and I was a boyfriend of one of the more main characters, and I just basically have a scene where I'm rushing out in the morning and kind of being a little standoffish and a little like, not standoffish, but like, a little like, I don't have time for you, babe, gotta go type of. And then there's a scene where I'm like on the phone trying to find out where my girlfriend is. So a very minor part, but there was a speaking role in it, and it did play on the big screen. I guess he had it at the Madison on the big screen. It was cool. But from that, he like gave me opportunities to do, like, I've been in three of his movies, and then I pitched an idea for a horror movie to Frank while we were actually on our way to the horror convention where this next segment takes place. And I was like, I have an idea for like a horror movie, like, and I gave him the idea, and he turned it into a script, and we fucking shot it, and it'll be out sometime like next year, and that'll be cool. So that'll be on like probably next year's Halloween episode. We'll talk all about that. But anyway, down at this horror convention, Brad Loree, who is a stuntman and actor who played Michael Myers in Halloween Resurection, which I've said before is a terrible Halloween movie. It is so... there's so much wrong with it. There's so many misfires. There's so many things that just like very much like time stamp it and leave it in like 2002 or 3,
right.
And it's not like a timeless class. It could never be a timeless classic because of some of the decisions that the filmmakers did. But one thing about that movie is the Michael Myers is fucking fantastic. And he's fantastic in every scene, and he embodies Michael Myers. He's good, like the way he moves, the way he attacks, the way he stalks, and that's all because of Brad Loree, who played Michael Myers in Halloween Resurrection. So he is a great Michael Myers in a very bad Halloween movie. But, can't fault him, and I actually give him extra credit for shining that much, I will rewatch this movie a couple times a year, and it's not good, but he is.
Well, that's the thing. If you can offset, some terrible writing and stuff like that, and just by being a great Michael Myers, then
that's
huge.
why everybody,
That's huge,
that's why everybody's going to see something.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
for the Michael Myers,
Hell yeah.
and like it would have been great if they had some character development and could make people that you liked on screen. Which
Oh,
they
you leave that back
fucking-
in the 70s and 80s, man.
Yeah, I guess, but Brad was fantastic. So anyway, Frank had met Brad before and actually screened Halloween Resurrection with him, and got to interview him. And when we went down to the horror convention, I got to meet Brad. We hung out with him for, I don't know, probably an hour or more. I've got his autographed picture right behind me with him confronting Jamie Lee Curtis in Resurrection. He was a super cool guy, super generous. And while we were there, it was unplanned, but I was like, I wonder if, or no, I think Frank said to me, like, do you think we should ask him if he would do an interview, for your Halloween episode? And I was like, well, So
Yeah.
Frank was like, hey, would you be cool with doing an interview? I filmed it, so I'll probably put it up on YouTube or something, or Instagram at some point so that people can see the video. But it is Frank Palangi interviewing Brad Loree, who played Michael Myers in Halloween Resurrection. So I guess let's check that out, and then BJ and myself will be right back.
Thanks, Andy. Here we're with Brad Loree here, who played Michael Myers in Halloween Resurrection.
Yes, I did. Hi, folks.
How you doing?
Thanks for the show. I'm fantastic.
So you do this often? Come out?
I try
Do
to
that
go.
kind of stuff?
I've been hustling the shows now on my own for about 8 months.
Okay.
And, I'm still learning. But I just love, I've been on disability since 09. I don't work anymore, so I'm just sitting home bored. And I get to come out and see some places I've never seen, and I make new friends at every show, which is the best part of it. And sometimes, you have some fun. As quiet as this show is, I'm still having a good time. The only problem is on a day like today where they want me to sit here for 9.5 hours, my back won't take it.
Yeah, the chair. You need better chairs.
I need one of those massage lazy boys. That's what I need. Maybe I'll put that in my contract from now on.
I'll bring you a lawn chair next time.
That would be nice. With a cold 6-pack.
Oh yeah. Now I hear you might have an autobiography maybe going on with a guy I know.
But isn't an autobiography supposed to be written by the actual person?
No, not all the time.
We're still going to call, as opposed to a biography, we're going to call it an autobiography.
Yeah.
Well, if there's any
Yeah.
spelling mistakes, I'm going to deny all involvement. I'll tell you that right now. I just say that because I have a friend that's trying to be a script writer.
Yeah.
But his spelling and his grammar is just horrible.
That's me.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
But Frankie, do you get it proofread before you submit
I do
it?
spell check. Yeah.
Spell check.
Yeah.
Of course.
Proofread.
That's what they think.
Proof.
Humans, fuck that. We use technology. Started in the 21st
That's why I
century.
write the outline. I write the outline.
Copy.
Yeah, and then the
Copy.
script's a good one. What? So out of this whole movie, what's the one moment that you remember the most that you'll cherish from being in Halloween Resurrection?
Well, when I got called into the office to meet the executives, I thought they were looking for a stunt double for Mike Myers, the guy from Toronto, Mr. Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen the movie in 18 years, and I forgot the guy's name. And I took the initial call, and I was in my car, and I was only half paying attention. Anyway, so after I did the walk for Rick Rosenthal a few times, he turned to Paul Freeman and said, hey, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And Paul says, now, Brad, you're the first guy we've looked at, and so we have to consider other people. But if we do decide to go with you, we're going to have to fly you down to Los Angeles to cast your head in order to build the mask. I go, wait. I said, I got to go all the way to L.A. just to double some hummy actor. They said, no, you're not going to double the guy. You're going to be the guy.
Wow.
And that was where everything shifted, because up to that point, I wasn't taking that job. I was right in the middle of a very lucrative show I was doing for Fox. And so I took the Halloween show. My friend took the other show. And middle of the third episode of the second season, they pulled the plug. So here I am 23 years later,
Halloween.
still rocking and rolling and still having fun.
That's cool. I don't know. You know what? You're lucky too, because I don't think they take casts of the actors for those
I
movies.
keep needing to ask the other guys, did they cast your head? I keep forgetting to ask
I
them.
think Don Shanks they did, but I don't
Did
think
they for Don
I
Shanks?
don't
You know
think they
that
do.
for a fact?
I think so. Yeah, because that mask is
Okay.
unique.
I wondered if they did that for Chris Duran.
I don't think. Well,
You know-
they
you know
made
Chris,
four.
the crappiest Michael of all
Yeah,
time?
they well no. But he
He was the worst. And he admits it. Well, he doesn't admit it, but he admits that he should have maybe studied the guy a little.
there was actually 4 or 5 masks for that movie.
Really?
That they used.
For H2O?
Yeah, there was 2 versions of 6, an alien mask, the one you see in the movie,
wow.
a digital mask,
Interesting.
and
If you watch the movie closely, can you see the mask change?
yeah,
You can.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
H2O.
yeah. Watch it again, you'll notice, especially
I ain't
now.
watching it again. That's for love. Put a gun to my head. And I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Chris. I feel
We'll have to get him on here next.
Michael, as who you are as a person.
Yes.
But your performance, I teased him because you got to give him a hard time.
He did it his own way.
He gets a little bit of a big head if he's.
What would
He's
you?
the nicest guy in the
What would you
world.
think would be easier if they said, "Do it your own way," or "You got to do it this way"?
Oh, do it your own way.
Your own way. Easier.
Yeah, he went deep into his thought process, and what he decided to play him as was a guy dressed as Michael Myers, not like Michael Myers.
Yeah.
You know, which is what my problem was. He looked too much like a guy that was on a Halloween party.
Yeah. Which was the copycat thing I mentioned to you, the original
Right,
script.
right.
Yeah. So maybe that's where he drew that from.
Oh man,
Halloween history here. Well, thanks so much for being on this podcast.
Frank, you're
man.
the man.
I appreciate it.
I'm a can of spam.
All right. Looking
Andy,
forward.
you dandy. I like the candy.
Taking it back to you guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, cool. Thank you, Frank. That was awesome. Very cool. And again, I'll probably put the video up on YouTube so you can go check that out. But in the meantime, also go check out Brad in Halloween Resurrection and see if I'm wrong. You know, but I think you'll agree. Great Michael Myers. Really, really fucking terrible movie. But anyway, on these next couple episodes, we're not only going to have segments that are related to Halloween or horror or just the season in general, but we're also going to play some music from local artists that have a Halloween or spooky or seasonal theme to it. And I guess I'll kind of leave the music up to our weekend spotlight guy, BJ Schwinghammer. So
Yeah.
what do we got first, man?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be Unsigned518 if there wasn't local music involved in some fashion. And luckily, there is enough going around these days where you've got some great bands doing some great songs for Halloween. So that just makes our jobs that much more fun. And for the first song, actually, it's a band that you know that and you love. It's the Sugarhold. They are all over the place. They are some of the busiest guys in this local industry.
And they do your theme song.
They also, that's right. I've been talking about it a lot, but they totally did a theme song for me.
Or one of your theme songs.
One of them, yes. There's 2. Other
You
one
have
was
an outro, Forensic Polaroids.
Yeah, that's right.
And actually, Forensic Polaroids, Lana is the theme song to this, to my Halloween episode.
That's right. He's like a music ninja.
Yeah.
So, Sugarhold, and for the first one we're going to do, this is Werewolf Baby with Billy from the Nolanauts on sax.
Stumbling in the full moonlight, a harried man middle of the fucking night, howling as he crawls. Listen, hear his confused destiny
I can't be sure
All right, that was Werewolf Baby with Billy from the Nolanauts on sax by the Sugar Hold. You're very welcome, because that's an outstanding song. And you know what? Moving forward, we've got the next segment is from Andy. Andy, what's the next segment? What is?
I don't know, but I definitely was not just smoking a joint from High Peaks, Canna.
No.
I definitely was not.
No.
I was. Next segment we have is Lana Delphier. She's a horror movie reviewer out of Nashville. And also she does some stuff with this podcast called The Horror Sanctum, which you should check out because I discovered it kind of through Lana, and I've been listening to it. It's really great. I love horror podcasts. I don't know if you knew that, and I wish I had more time because I would do my own. Maybe I will anyway. But so Lana Delphier does horror movie recommendations, and I've been following her recommendations this season, and she basically will, tell you some stuff to watch on Shudder. And I don't know if you have Shudder.
I don't have it currently, but I've had it previously, and I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's great. And she does like some recommendations or what to watch on Shudder, and I've been taking her up on her recommendations, and they've been great. And I recently discovered, and in talking to her in this interview, I say that I had seen it, and after the interview, I realized that I hadn't, and I think I was thinking of something different. But the movie is Hell House LLC, and I feel like I was thinking of Motel Hell,
Right.
or something. But because she was like, "Oh, have you seen that?" And I was like, "Yes, I have seen that one." And then I realized that I have not seen that. So to remedy that, I watched it and confirmed because I was like, "No, I have not seen this." But it was fucking fantastic. Super low budget. It was this group of people that put on haunted houses as an attraction.
Yeah.
That travel around and do it, and they go to this old hotel that is supposedly haunted and whatever, and they're going to put on a haunted house in a real haunted house type of thing, and things go spookily, and I fucking fell in love with it, and I wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for Lana. So what Lana is going to do is put together some movie recommendations for our audience, and she's going to do it in different tiers. There will be a beginner tier, an intermediate level, and then expert tier or level.
I like that.
And I really strongly suggest that everybody watch these movies that she recommends, because everything that she has recommended I am behind, so follow her on Instagram, Lana Delphier. It's LANADLFEAR, and check out the recommendations for yourself, because they're really great. She's a cool personality. I really dig talking to her, and I'm probably going to have her check in on the show, maybe my show or yours. A couple times a year going forward, not just through spooky season, because we could all use scares every once in a while. But anyway, let's take a second here and shoot it over to my interview with Lana Delphier that happened just a couple weeks ago in early October. So we'll be right back with that. And we are back. We are on the phone with Lana Delphier, horror movie reviewer extraordinaire. And Lana, you're down in Nashville, correct?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. So how are you?
I'm doing great. It's, early October. It's not super cool down here yet in Nashville, but
does it get cool down there? Or does it stay relatively hot?
It's there's a week in there that is fall. It's more closer to Halloween, thankfully. It's a little blistering right now, but there is a touch of that autumn briskness to the breeze out there, and the leaves are falling. So these are all good signs.
Yeah, we're actually, it's 80 degrees right now, which is odd because it was very cold a couple of days ago, and it's going to get really cold, in the 20s in a couple days.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, we're in this weird little heat spike, but other than that, it's very Halloween-y. And,
Well, I
and
was at the pumpkin patch yesterday, t-shirt,
nice.
shorts, and there are the influencers out there with their flannels on and sweaters. And I'm like, y'all are committed to the bit. And I
Yeah.
respect that, hopefully it brings the vibes here.
Definitely respect that. So, I have you on because I trust your movie reviews and recommendations. I watch them all on Instagram, and I always just think you're spot on with your take on things. So I thought it would be fun to have you maybe inform my listeners of some movies that I think, or that you think they should watch this holiday season. But before we do that, I guess kind of maybe tell them a little bit about where they can find you and where they can follow you.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm very active on Instagram and TikTok. On Instagram, it's at Lana Del Fear, and on TikTok, it's at Lana_Del_Fear. And if it's okay if you pronounce my name wrong, because it's a play on Lana Del Rey, but it is pronounced Lana.
Yeah, I say it's not okay.
Oh, well, thank you. And my favorite story about that is a few years ago, I was on another horror podcast, and we interviewed Joe Bob Briggs. And, before we started recording, we were kind of giving him the rundown. And I told him, my name's Lana, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, so Lana, not Lana, not Lana. And I was like, exactly. I was like, but if you call me any one of those, I will answer. And he was like, no. He's like, you tell people it's Lana and only answer to Lana. And I was like, Joe Bob, you're all right.
That's why that dude's a fucking legend,
Exactly. I know. I was like, thank you so much.
Yeah, I agree with Joe Bob.
Yes, thank you. But I'm from West Tennessee, but now reside in Music City, Nashville. Been here for about a decade now, I think, which time flies when you're having fun.
Right.
I've loved horror as long as I can remember. My parents were really into scary movies. My dad was really into the Universal monsters, and my mom was more into the classics and sci-fi and reading Stephen King. So I like to think I have this very well-rounded background of horror.
You're hitting
and I appreciate
all the perfect gems,
Yes, exactly. I appreciate what you said about my reviews, because I try to be honest and just give my own personal thoughts, and I have a lot of fun doing that. And I'm a stay-at-home mom to my son. He's 3. So it's a good outlet for me just to be creative and just kind of tap into that kind of stuff in my brain. So it's just been fun for me.
Yeah.
And I also do the watch list for the Horror Sanctum podcast, which is a group of my buddies who all love horror as well. All are pretty local around Nashville. But shout out to them. Great little pod if you like to listen to horror movie reviews that deep dive into movies.
Yeah, and I've been listening to the Horror Sanctum, and I love that, because that's like, I listen to horror podcasts like exclusively, and like where they do deep dives, that's like my favorite shit. So like first episode, I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
Right? Like even if it's a movie I haven't seen, it's just still fascinating to listen to the deep dive.
Definitely.
Even today, I was listening to a pod about the Frankenstein novel, which I have not read. I mean, I've tried sometimes, but like even Dracula, it just starts off a little boring. But the deep dive into like the authors and all that stuff is super cool. So same with movies, like the directors and all the actors and their backgrounds.
All the nerdy shit.
Super cool. Exactly.
Give it all to me. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Yes. There. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. There was one of my buddies. He was doing the music from horror movies, or like what inspired directors to write the movies and what they were listening to.
Wow.
So that kind of relates to your pod with music and whatnot.
That's really cool. I love that.
Yes. And I do want to throw out there, since you do talk about local music and whatnot, just a couple of music recommendations from me that have to do with horror. The first being music for the Macabre, who's my buddy George does that. It's more orchestral. It's kind of like, think Hocus Pocus, that kind of music. So it's nice background. And he was very inspired by like growing up trick-or-treating in his neighborhood, like that nostalgia of just running around the streets, and it's actually cooler temps. You don't have to have a jacket over your costume.
Right.
But his music is wonderful. And then one of my personal favorites, I don't know if you're a fan of Ice Nine Kills.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan. I saw them play in Nashville last year, and their like live show is just unreal because they go to the nines with the costumes and all that stuff. And
I haven't seen them live, but they do come around here.
oh man,
Like they do swing through town.
they are
relatively
so
often.
good. Yeah, and Spencer Charnas is just a brilliant genius. So those are just a couple of my horror related music ones. But I do have a beginner, moderate, and expert recommendations for your listeners.
Nice, I love it.
So, just a note real quick that it's all relative, because what's beginner for me is, might be too much for someone else that doesn't like horror. So this is just my recommendation. So with beginners, Hocus Pocus is an obvious one, but Ernest Scared Stupid is one of my favorites. It is just ridiculous, bonkers. It's a little gross, but it's fun.
And a little scarier than it had any business being,
That's right. I mean, I don't know what year that came out, but when I was a child and saw it, it did definitely spook me.
Yeah, I'm in my 50s, so like I was a grown up when that came out, but I was still like, damn, that's like,
right? It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
And Cabin in the Woods would be my other recommendation.
Yes.
There is some scary imagery in there, but it's still funny, and that campy kind of fun. I think horror comedies are just good for beginners because it's still funny. It's like if you watch a really scary movie and then you're like, I gotta turn on some SpongeBob or something,
right.
Like it's kind of like the balance with that. And
that one is so good at like introducing tropes. And
yes,
like kind of
100%.
like almost like fucking road maps out like horror for a beginner. Be like, well, there's this kind and there's that kind, and then there's this and there's that.
Yes, that is a great point. I actually dressed up as the ballerina from that movie for Halloween one year, and that was probably my favorite costume because I was in Nashville at the time, and I'm dressed as a ballerina, and I had made this mask, and so I'm like dancing around, and then like I put the mask up, and I think people are like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, and if you haven't seen it, she's got rows of teeth for a face. Yes. So if that doesn't entice you to watch it, I don't know what will.
Right. And Thor is in it. Chris Hemsworth is in it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of my favorites ever. When I went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, that was one of the houses, and they had all the different characters and creatures and everything. It was wild, but a great memory for me. So for your moderate viewers, I've got some classics on here like Hellraiser and Nightmare on Elm Street, which when I was younger and saw those posters in the video store, I was terrified of them. So there's still a little kernel of me that is still scared of Pinhead and Freddy, but I feel like those take it up a notch without just being too scary. I mean, Hellraiser, that is kind of a different level of scary.
Yeah, Hellraiser's intense, but like Freddy almost like, and even though Nightmare 1 is obviously like the most actually scary of all the nightmares before he moved into like MTV Freddy, like people are at least familiar enough with him.
Absolutely,
where I think it might soften the blow of like, because that movie's fucking scary. Like,
for sure.
And it holds up scary. Like even now,
it does.
Like when you watch, like so many of those scenes are just like,
I know, and I do love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
Yes.
I think most, if not all, are fantastic. Which I think it was last year I went down the Hellraiser franchise rabbit hole, and my goodness, Pinhead does end up in space.
Yeah,
of course he does.
Yeah, and like I like even like felt like Hellraiser 1 and 2 when they first came out, those were like my favorites, and then I don't know, that it deteriorated enough where I was like, I'd rather just literally just go back and watch Hellraiser 1 than watch another sequel. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it got really bad. Which it's interesting with Hellraiser. I guess the studio had the rights to so many different movies, so I think after 2 they're just like, let's just make whatever.
Yeah, but 1 and 2 are just forever classics. Like
Oh,
so
yes.
good. Like
I
Ashley
love it.
Lawrence, like is great in those, and yeah, so good.
And the score with both of them is just iconic.
Yeah.
And then my other recommendation is Trick or Treat. I think that's fun, anthology horror. There's definitely in this one some scary imagery, but nothing that really is just gonna, put you on too much on edge. I think I love an anthology, especially one at the end when it all is connected somehow. Have you seen this
Yeah.
one?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have to watch this every year because it's got the vibes. It's got Sam in it. I've got his little lollipop. I mean, it's just so good. And that's being re-released in theaters, I saw next week
Didn't know that.
in like 4K or something. So I might see if I can catch that on the big screen because that would be really cool. Have not seen Trick or Treat from the 80s, but that is on my watch list.
That was like the rock and roll one, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
was it like
Is Ozzy in that? Like,
yeah,
I feel like
I'm
Ozzy.
almost positive. It's like, I think like Ozzy's in it, but it was like Mark Price, I think, was the actor. He played Skippy on Family Ties.
Oh, fabulous.
I think
Yes.
that's the one that I'm thinking of, but he was like a metalhead. That was like, peak Satanic Panic, where like all they had to do was be like, it's got metal music, and parents were like,
no.
oh my God. And then all the kids were like, yeah, I want to see that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely on my watch list because it's got all the things that are up my alley. So
Yeah, it's
why not?
definitely, it's super kitschy and schlocky. And I mean, I haven't seen that movie in probably 35 years, but like, I have fond memories of it when it first came out with my cut-off jean jacket that had like a Judas Priest back patch on it,
Yes. Bring that back, Andy.
I should. Yeah, I'd look a little weird. No, actually, no, fuck it. I'd do it. I could pull it off.
Yes, you could. Absolutely. It's all state of mind.
Yeah, for sure.
And then for your experts listeners, I've got a few of my favorite found footage movies because I think that's my favorite genre of horror because I feel like I'm just right in the action. It's like in my face. I can't look away. So I've got Grave Encounters, which actually just got announced that they're going to remake it here soon with Justin Long.
Ooh, I like him.
Who love him so much. But the original Grave Encounters, it starts off as a mockumentary of like ghost adventures. You're definitely getting that vibe. But then there's a turn in the middle where it gets super scary, super terrifying, and it's so much fun. And these next two are also kind of in the same vein. Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. This could be the scariest movie I've ever seen, other than The Exorcist. I will say anything that has to do with exorcisms, that's my expert level.
All right.
I was raised Catholic, and I feel like I could get possessed by a demon, but I digress. Gonjiam Haunted Asylum, I think it's I want to say it's Korean, so there are subtitles, but not a whole lot because once they get into the haunted asylum, there's not much talking, just more terrifying ghosts and demons and everything. And it's, oh my gosh, there's some imagery that I cannot erase from my brain, but I highly recommend it. It's fabulous. And then Hell House LLC. Okay. This is also a franchise. I think the first one is the best one. The other ones are okay, but the first one, they've got clowns in it. Need I say more?
Yeah.
Have you seen Hell House?
That's yes. Out of the 3 expert ones, that's the one that I have seen. I will. The Korean film I've definitely heard of, and same with Grave Encounters. But Grave Encounters, I'm gonna add to my list for this season. Like I don't go 31 for 31 because I just don't have that kind of time. But I
feel
do.
you on that. Yes.
But I do go just as much spooky shit, as many scary movies as humanly possible. So
right,
I'll add that in.
Yes, Grave Encounters. That director, his name is Stuart Ortiz, and he just came out with a movie called Strange Harvest, and that was really spooky too. Another found footage movie about a serial killer named Mr. Shiny. Ooh. And that really spooked me. That was really scary. But Hell House, they go to this abandoned hotel, and they're opening up their own haunted house, but there's some spooky stuff going on, especially in the basement, which you never want to go to. We all know this, right? Like, and then the creepy clowns that are like, lifelike, with blood dripping down their eyes, the dark eyes, and then the haunting little piano music in it. I love it so much. But yes, those for more of the expert level, if you feel like really dipping your toes into the macabre.
Right. What did you think of that? Did you see that movie Haunt?
Yes, I love Haunt.
That was one of those that like caught me so off guard. Like
Yes.
I was just like, browsing through Shudder. I think it was like during the pandemic or something,
Mhm.
and was just like, and holy shit, that movie was good. And I was like, this movie's going to blow up,
Yes.
and everybody's going to know about it. And it kind of didn't. It's like still like a slightly hidden gem.
Yes.
But like,
yeah, it's slowly gotten traction over the years. I love anything that goes to like a haunted house like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
It's so claustrophobic. It's bizarre.
And so much of it, like, is this happening or is this not? Like, not even
Yeah,
as like the viewer,
exactly.
but like as the the characters are.
Yes.
You can kind of empathize with them not understanding. Like, is this really fucking happening, or
Yes,
like what is
yes.
like?
It makes you think twice about going to any
Yeah.
haunted attractions.
yeah, that was.
But I
that was a
do
good
love
one.
that one. I think that did come out around the pandemic, which another one that came out around that time was Host.
Oh,
I love
that was the
Host.
one like all Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Yes, that one was fucking tastic.
Yes.
And the
And
way
it's
that
like
they
an
filmed
hour.
it was, I think it was like 72 minutes or something
Yeah.
like that. Like very short and sweet, and
Mhm.
really like scary but well done. Like,
Yes.
Like-
Yes, absolutely. Like it went there.
yeah, yeah,
And that's become one of my comfort horror films that I can just turn on in the background because I know it's going to happen. I've seen it so many times, but that's another good one for your listeners to check out. That would be more. I feel like that'd be in the moderate category, I believe.
yeah. That'd probably go moderate, but
And
still.
there's also a lot of great horror shorts out there on YouTube. So if you have 15, 20 minutes, I actually just watched one today called Pumpkin Guts.
Ooh.
And that was really good. It had an 80s vibe to it, a synthy soundtrack, but really well done. So that was about 15 minutes. There is one on YouTube that's an hour long called Milk and Cereal, which blew up last year. And this was a couple of this YouTube guys. And this year they came out with a full length feature film called Obsession. And Focus Features just bought it for $15 million.
What the fuck?
Which
Wow.
is
Good
wild.
for that, man.
Oh yeah. I'm like, that is so wild. Like, yeah, that's like the dream. So, and it's happening for them. So,
Yeah.
but Milk and Cereal is a fun one. It kind of reminds me of Creep, if you've ever seen that with
Yeah.
Mark Duplass. I love Creep too. It has that kind of vibe to it, but it's another good one. But those are my recommendations for now, because I could go on and on
Right.
forever.
Well, it was super cool to talk to you because, like I said, I've been following you for a while and watching your reviews, and I really dig it. And then I started listening to Horror Sanctum, and it's like opened up this whole new world. So I was telling one of my guests that was here earlier, I'm like, yeah, I get to talk to Lana Del Fear, and I'm like, and I feel like I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm not just like talking to someone.
Thank you
So like,
yes,
been
thank
really
you so
fun.
much.
But if you
Absolutely.
ever want to check back in with any spooky recommendations, I would love to have you on,
I
even
would
if it's
love to,
outside
yeah.
of spooky season. Like
I would love that. Yeah, if your listeners are down, I'd love to pop in every now and then and maybe give what I'm watching something
Yeah.
new.
yeah, we could absolutely we could do that because it's my show and I can do
That's
whatever
right.
I want. Yeah.
Hell yes,
So
I love that.
we will absolutely do that, and we'll stay in touch. But Lana, I want to thank you again so much for the recommendations. Like, I'm personally going to take your advice probably this evening. I think I will watch at least one of those this evening. And
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. That was my conversation with Lana Delfier. And again, to check her out on Instagram. She's really cool, and I'm sure is going to be poking back in here throughout the year with some recommendations, because it's our show and we can do whatever we want.
Right.
You know? So we're going to do some more music now, and this one is a Halloween song. And actually, this episode is dropping on a Thursday, and this song is actually coming out today, so it is still technically a premiere. But this is from the band Watch Reggie Run, and you may or may not know, I do know the family, but this is all public information because on the Spotify page is that. So Loree, who works at Metroland, she's the editor. Watch Reggie Run is her dad and her brother, and Reggie is actually Loree, and she used to run, like track and field.
Yeah.
So Watch Reggie Run is an activity of going to watch, Loree run, but her nickname was Reggie. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, really cool. But Watch Reggie Run is definitely family friendly stuff. Yeah. They do a lot of, because they've got Christmas songs and Halloween songs. They're just regular songs. They perform. They're again a father and son duo. They're really fun. But is there anything that you wanna throw in?
I don't know. Like I said, like you were saying, it's family friendly. So if you're the kind of folks that throw up some songs, on the porch while you're handing out candy,
right.
This is definitely something that you can throw in the playlist that you can just be confident.
Yeah.
That is not going to offend or scare anybody and just be fun to listen to. So, So, that being said, so this is from Watch Reggie Run, and this track is My Only Friends, the Skeletons.
I went to a party in Transylvania. You stayed home and I can't blame you. When I walked in, they laughed at me, and I froze up just like a tree. Dracula tried to bite my neck. I turned and shouted, what the heck? The zombies said they'd eat my brain, so I ran out into the rain. I wasn't feeling welcome here. Then from the graveyard they appeared. Once again I'm hanging with my only friends, the skeletons, the skinniest dudes you've ever seen. They only come out on Halloween. Once again I'm hanging with my only friends, the skeletons. They're always nice and never mean. I see them every Halloween. I waved hello to the mummy, but he sure wasn't very chummy. I saw the werewolf, so I howled. He shook his head and he just scowled. Frankenstein's monster knocked me down and told me that I was a clown. The witches tried to cast a spell and locked me in the dungeon cell. I wasn't feeling welcome here. Then from the graveyard they appeared. Once again I'm hanging with my only friends, the skeletons, the skinniest dudes you've ever seen. They only come out on Halloween. Once again I'm hanging with my only friends, the skeletons. They're always nice and never mean. I see them goblin spit food in my face and said that I should leave this place. I wasn't feeling welcome here, and from the graveyard they appeared. Once again I'm hanging with my only friends, the skeletons, the skinniest dudes you've ever seen. They only come out on Halloween. Once again I'm hanging with my only friends, the skeletons. They're always nice and never mean. I see them every Halloween. I see them every Halloween. I see them every Halloween.
All right, that was My Only Friends, the Skeletons from Watch Reggie Run. And it is that time, even though this is not technically the weekend spotlight, that does not mean we are going to slack in any way of dealing with one of the best things to ever happen to local music in the 518 and beyond. So we are still checking in with our band show for the spooky season in this episode. So guys, what is going on this week with our band show?
Thank you, BJ, and welcome in to our band show. Yes, we're back for another fantastic week of this spotlight. Patrick W. Huber here, and as producer-director of the show, I am extremely happy to promote some upcoming work from one of our previous guests. Wars have been won on the backs of elephants, and this husband and wife team have been highly productive when it comes to recording their songs. This creative duo is called Elephant Back. At the time Sarah and Dave were on our show, they had just released their double album, the White and Black albums, respectively. These were recorded in the most amazing studios in the US and UK. While the White album is steeped in a singer-songwriter vibe, the Black album is a rocker, celebrating different eras of rock ranging from the 1960s to today. There's a lot of sounds crammed into such a short album. Elephant Back dedicated to recording quality of these albums, they went as far as to travel to Abbey Road Studios to record 2 of the songs off of their White album.
Start it from the beginning, or are you going to start?
Well, yeah, we can start it from the beginning. I guess it was around Valentine's Day.
It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And I wrote a song for her, and it just happened to be called "Let It Be." And I'm like, what are we doing here?
When we started planning, this is also ties into the honeymoon story. It's like when we started planning, like, what do we want to do? We're like, oh yeah, it'd be really cool if we took that song and we brought it to Abbey Road and we recorded it there.
And we're like, haha, wouldn't that be funny?
Haha, wouldn't that be funny? And then
Miss Girl that makes things happen.
I just sent some emails, and they checked out our music.
They have a process you go through.
There's a whole process, and then they're like, okay, you're booked, pay us.
Yeah.
So
we booked Abbey Road.
Yep, 2 days.
It was an amazing experience.
2 days and 2 songs. So Let It Be and You and Me were both recorded at Abbey Road.
We'll be playing that one next.
Yep, we recorded the first day, everything, all the tracks for all the songs. The next day we went in and just did some like little final touches, and then they mixed both songs for us. And then we shot a video for You and Me while they were finishing up mixing.
Check it out on YouTube.
Yes, definitely check it out on YouTube. And Abbey Road's amazing.
Very awesome to record at such a famous studio in the UK. I can only imagine what an experience that really was. And if you want a little more background on that, definitely check out the interview portion of our live stream with them. They go into a little bit of details of their studio experience as they were creating these albums. Elephant Back has charmed their way into our hearts with their intense dedication of their craft and their overall approach to producing music. This is why we have chosen Bad Love, performed live by Sarah and Dave on our band show, as this week's Weekend Spotlight.
so tired. Taking so long, and I'm on fire. I'm on fire, girl. Take me home, take me home, take me home. My bad love, take me home, take me home, take me home. My bad love, take me home, take me home. My bad love, take me home, take me home. My bad love, yeah. By the look on your face as you walk through the door, yeah. Hit the cold cement as you say you want more. When does it stop, girl? When do I satisfy? How do we go on? We can't see eye to eye, yeah. Can't see eye to eye, yeah, yeah. Waited so long, and I'm so tired. Taking so long, and I'm on fire. On fire, girl. Take me home, take me home, take me home. My bad love, take me home, take me home, take me home. My bad, take me home, take me home. My bad love, take me home, take me home. My bad love, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, take me home, baby. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so very much to Elephant Back for the amazing classic rock vibe that they brought to our show. I look forward to listening to the next album, Evolution, which will be releasing on streaming services on October 27th. Keep an eye out on their socials for more information. As you wait for that release, check out the very talented Sarah and Dave on our YouTube channel, and look for clips of any of our past guests on our Instagram, both at our band show. Besides following the social accounts, be sure to check out our website, ourbandshow.com, for any upcoming information that we may have posted for you. As always, we look forward to rocking out with you, and we're going to send it back to BJ to keep this spotlight moving.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it. That was Our Band Show. Now, remember, you can always check them out on Facebook, Instagram. You can check them out on YouTube. That's my preferred thing. You can just head there and see what they're doing. And don't forget ourbandshow.com. That being said, and moving forward, Andy, are we getting into the...
Yeah, we're getting back into another segment, and this one is really cool. So there's, a bunch of different markets around, like the Nightmare Market, and there's the Merciless Metal Market. And actually, I was watching, I had been following Agony the Clown, just because, scary clown.
Oh, yeah,
and,
like you do.
Yeah, and I'm like, this guy's fucking great. But it started when I was watching a video, and it was the Merciless Metal Market Instagram, and Agony was walking in there, and I saw my buddy Maddie from Nerdy by Nature in the video, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I just got this click where I was like, I wonder if I can just invite Agony up to my house to come to the Dazzle Den and record an episode of the podcast. So right then and there, I sent him a message on Instagram, kind of like told him who I was, and was like, I'm doing some Halloween themed stuff, for my episodes, because I'm a spooky kid, and he was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
And he came up and we did a segment. I did video that as well, so I'll probably put that up, on YouTube or Instagram, put the full interview up. But yeah, I had Agony here in the Dazzle Den, did a full interview, and then at the Nightmare Market, which I was there with you and Angela and my wife Katie, and we ran into Agony and we, shot the shit with him there. And I don't know if you saw the video that he posted of that whole interaction, which I didn't realize was being filmed, but it was really cool. And it was cool to meet him, and I definitely feel like I'm going to be trying to link up with him from time to time, just because I really like his vibe. His whole clan, we're super fucking friendly, and I really like what he's doing. I like what they're doing. He's super talented, and so I can't say enough good things about Agony the Clown. And also on next Halloween episode, next week's, I hope to have a conversation with the founders of the Nightmare Markets.
Nice.
So that'll be a segment to look forward to, because that was fucking cool. I really liked the Nightmare Market was on J Street and State Street there in Schenectady. It was, oh man, it was awesome. It was just
dude, it was great to be traveling with you, man. I would have gotten lost. I had gotten far too stoned, and I was really overstimulated.
Because before
Jesus
can
Christ.
I just be open about it? So we went to Capital District Cannabis and Wellness, had a Harvest Fest, and my friend Sammy Sativa had, invited me to stop by, and it was in Schenectady, it was nearby, so we went there, and holy shit, did she ply us with some weed.
Right.
And for the record, neither of us were driving. We did have a completely 100% sober driver, but oh my God, munching edibles, dude, and bong hits and joints and just vape pens and just so much stuff. But when we went to the Nightmare Market, I was in my fucking element. I was as happy as I could possibly be. And I look over at BJ and he looked scared.
I don't smoke or partake a whole lot. I mean, I do semi-regularly, but so I'm all right, Schwinghammer, be cool. Don't just wander into it and just to pace yourself. And no, I took one edible, took one hit off of a monster joint, and then I was oh no, I have to be an adult still.
Yeah, and I was more, let's go.
But when I met Agony, it was really funny. We had been making our way around, and I met Agony, and he was so cool, and he put me at ease, which never happens.
Right. The scary clown made you feel
because I'm I look like an idiot. Then he was hey, what's going on? And I'm oh. Hey.
Yeah.
And then we get done with that and you're all right, it's time to go. And I'm of course.
Yeah, right. And also, did you see the Art the Clown? I mean, you saw, I got my picture with him. That Art the Clown was fucking good.
Yeah, that was,
and I mean, I'm a big Terrifier fan, and being face to face, with knowing that it's not David Howard Thornton, that it's cosplay. I was holy fuck, you could have fooled me. Yeah. It was really good, man. Really like that. So yeah, Nightmare Market, fucking two
there was so
up.
much going on. I mean, it was so busy, but it was so great to see that many people gathering together for the season.
To be weirdos and do weird shit.
You can just be yourself, around other weirdos. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so with that said, let's check out my conversation with Agony the Clown. He came up to the Dazzle Den and we talk about clowning and stuff like that, and also some horror movies and shit. So we'll check that out, and then we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I am here with a very special guest. I have with me Agony the Clown. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I want to thank you for coming out. I was saying how, I've been following you on Instagram. I love your content, and just the other day, while I was looking at something, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask him if he'll come into my podcast, and the worst he can say is no. And I asked, and less than a week later, here we are.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I guess just tell the folks a little bit about yourself, because we got talking a little bit before we were rolling, and there's a lot of interesting things that I want to hit on.
Okay. Well, originally, before I started clowning, I'm a mask and prop maker. I'm based out of the Capital District. I grew up in Schenectady. I live in Saratoga now. I started making masks and props. I started getting very successful selling horror character art, from busts of like Pennywise the Clown to latex masks of Eddie from Iron Maiden. First and foremost, before I even started doing all that, I was a metalhead. Crazy metalhead. I sang in a metal band for years and years. I don't want to say how many years to give away my age.
And, other than, or actually, before we move on from the mask, because I just out of curiosity, because I've been thinking, like, in making a mask, how do you go, like, is it a mold that you make, or do you sculpt it?
First I start on an armature. It's usually a human head-sized armature, and I add clay to it.
Okay.
And I block that clay out until I start seeing the shapes that I want to see. And then I move that mud around on that armature until it starts looking like what I want to see. After I get the sculpt ready, I seal the clay with a sealant, and then I put a latex plaster all over it. I'll actually make a wall on one side of the mask if I'm making an over the head mask, and I make a two-sided mold out of plaster. After the mold cures, I crack the mold open, clean it all out, take the clay out, and then I add rubber to it and seam it. And it's a long, detailed process, but that's how I basically do it.
So you can literally just make any face, any fucking anything that you can imagine.
I can make your grandmother.
Well, you could just this face, but with a lot more wrinkles, and actually, she's been dead 30 years, so like, just it'd be like that, the skull over there on the TV. Oof, dark. No, so I've always wondered that, like with the making of matte, because I've seen shit like where you pour latex into something. I've done stuff for Halloween where I apply latex to my own face.
Sure,
but like you actually are. And like once you have that mold, like is that something you can recreate? Or
most of the molds that I've made of masks, I've done runs of like 25, 30 masks per mold. After that, I usually destroy the mold. What it does is it increases the value of the mask because the mask can't be made anymore.
Right. And being that it's that one of a kind with every little stroke, every press,
every mask is unique. In a way, even though they all might look the same up on the shelf, there's a little difference in every single one of them. It's because it's made by a human, a clown.
Right. Well, that's the same thing. Tomato. So you were just like in Salem, and did you go out to Salem just because that's where your people are?
That's basically, you feel called to go out there. And there's other buskers out there. I had fun messing with them and calling them names, but they never break character. So
I saw the Michael Myers one where you were fucking calling
I guess
him
that
out.
guy's the Michael Myers too, from what I understand. Everybody's telling me, oh, you were messing with a real famous Michael Myers. So I guess that's kind of cool.
Like a movie Michael Myers, or just like famous?
I guess he's famous on TikTok making videos with his wife. He's
All
a
right,
funny guy.
because I mean, there's some legit. Like I have a bunch of pictures from I think it was 2 years ago that I went. Like the Leatherface and fucking like
it's
really
amazing,
good, man. Like
it's where Halloween lives.
Yeah, there was one. Even it was I got a picture of her. She was like, I don't know, a 7 or 8 year old girl who had her face done up like a zombie, and like it was unsettling to look at. I was like, that is really. And her parents are like standing there beaming with pride.
That's wonderful. Those are good parents.
Yeah, totally. Like starting them very young. She was literally like 7 years old and fucking terrifying. I was like, lean right into it. So, and then around here, there's stuff going on.
Right.
Nightmare Market. I'm not sure if this episode will air before it. When is the
Nightmare Market is Saturday, October 18th.
Yeah, we might make it in. Maybe I'll, because like I said, I kind of just focus on Halloween content during October, and maybe I'll get it in before
and
that.
That is a blast. If you've never been, you should go. It is something to see.
Let's talk a little bit about that, and then you had something coming up the weekend after, which this episode will definitely be out for. Okay. So Nightmare Market, are you just there to mingle and
basically, I just go there enjoying the atmosphere. taking pictures with people, dancing, listening. We pump some serious metal out of. I have a little baby carriage that I push around with. My daughter rides around in it with me, and it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing.
And that's on Saturday night, right?
That's on Saturday night.
Yeah,
on
and
J
then,
Street.
And then after that, you said you had something to do with your art.
Yeah. There's the thing called the Dark Echo Expo, and that is in Albany, and that is October 24th and 25th. The doors open at 6 p.m. on October 24th on Friday, and the doors open at noon on the 25th on Saturday. And there's going to be some horror movies playing there. There's going to be a director of the horror movies that are playing that's going to be there. Actors from the horror movies are going to be there. And there's going to be metal, lots of live, good live metal music is going to be there. And I'm going to be displaying my art for the first time in the Capital District there. So it's going to be wonderful. I've made some very dark, very evil, very, very cool things.
That's awesome. And where was that at?
That is at Empire Live in Albany.
Oh,
New
okay.
York.
Fuck yeah. I love Empire Live. Yeah. I just saw Descendants there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sick. So you'll be there showing your art, and everybody else will be there, and almost like a horror con.
It's almost like a horror con. A lot of the people that are involved with that are involved in the Albany Punk Rock Flea Market, the Metal Mayhem Market in Troy. This community that I've come together with is just so amazing. Everybody's so nice. They're like, we're all freaks. I mean, by nature, all of us, we love horror movies. We love, weird, obscure things and oddities and curiosities. But nicest people you could ever meet give you the shirt off their back.
Yeah, I always say that, the people that make the darkest art are usually the nicest people.
It's so true. It really, really is.
There's hardly any assholes in horror, but then like you look in comedy and like everybody's a fucking dickhead.
Douchebag. It's true. The guy in the 3-piece suit is the jerk. Almost always.
And the guy's
situation.
making, look at, like, I don't know, like Terrifier, for instance.
Absolutely.
Like, that whole crew are just like the nicest. I've met a couple people that worked on that.
That is an amazing, amazing film franchise.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it. Me too. And it's made by really awesome people
who love horror, who know
horror.
what we want to see. I want to see that.
Yeah, and actually, let's let roll into horror movies. Like, because speaking of Terrifier, like the thing that caught me off guard with that was not only, like I knew it was going to be like over the top, like everybody was like, oh,
Sure.
it's whatever. But the first time I saw that, the practical effects is what had me, because
and they're amazing.
Oh,
and
they're so
nobody's
good.
Using them anymore. But what is his name? Damian Leone.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
He's doing it. He's doing it right.
He's doing it very well, and taking it up a notch each
Every
movie.
it is insane. It's almost unsettling. It really is. And I know it's fake, but it is really, 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 really unsettling.
And I don't know if you've seen, I can't remember what his name is, who plays Art. David Howard Thornton.
Sure.
He looks like just the most gentle and nicest human
But he's
being.
not.
But
Oh,
yeah.
he's not.
Yeah, no. And like, it's so many scenes in that. And especially even the way they flipped it, like, with the use of the gun at the end.
Sure.
I know a lot of people were like, oh, but that was unexpected.
Sure.
And that's good enough for me.
Right.
I don't need to be like, oh, but a slasher would never, or a clown would never, or a whatever.
There's nothing a clown would never do.
Right.
Believe me.
Right.
It's
And it was
true.
unexpected, and it caught me off guard, and I was like, holy shit, all right, I'm down with that. Like, yeah, it gets mine. Have you seen, what is it, In a Violent Nature?
Absolutely, I've seen it in Violent Nature.
What did you think of that one?
I thought it was great. I thought it was really it was kind of like shot documentary style, and I felt like I was watching something I shouldn't see.
I mean, I loved it too, and I ended up watching it. Like, if you can see above me, there's a screen that rolls down, and this room is called the Dazzle Den, but when the screen comes down, I call it the Dazzleplex.
Okay.
And basically, the only movies that I show in here are horror movies that are worthy
Sure.
Like to be seen, gritty on a screen or whatever. And I've watched that movie in here a few times. The thing I liked about that is that it took expected tropes, like the scene when the Jeep is coming in with all the characters.
Right.
And, that's when you're meeting, it's the stoner and the pretty
Sure,
girl and the
right.
nerd and the whatever. And you never see the Jeep. The Jeep just fucking drives away, and it stays with Johnny the whole time. And that immediately was when I was like, all right, I'm 100% on board with whatever these guys are doing. And then I think it's called they call it the yoga kill.
Right.
Like that shit is the most I could watch that kill 100 times. It's just like the brains to do that, you know what I mean? That's like the most Mortal Kombat type fucking kill I've ever seen. It's awesome.
It is a very, 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 very violent movie. I just love the way it felt.
Yeah.
It felt real.
Yeah. And the wood chipper, or not the wood chipper, the wood splitter scene,
right?
Like that, and I guess spoilers for anybody listening, because I'm going to spoil the shit out of it because I'm going with like how they did it, but the way they went from like the dude's real body, to a mannequin or a dummy, like without you noticing, and then all they did was they CGI'd a blink every once in a while, and I watched that scene 10 times trying to figure out how the fuck they did that. And you can see where there is the change. The way they did it was, brilliant. I want to write essays about it. Be like, this is how you kill people in movies. You know? It was so good. And they're working on a sequel already.
As they should be. They should get more success.
For sure. And I hope that they go bigger budget, and I hope that there's no compromise. You know what I mean? I hope it's still just exactly what he wants to do, but with
like with Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
Right. Just now I have money, I'm going to kind of make kind of the same movie, but the way he wants to do it, Sick. What's your go-to, or what's a Halloween movie recommendation that you would give for this season?
I love. We just watched it last night. I love that stupid Hubie Halloween movie, the Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, Hubie Halloween!
I love that stupid movie. I mean, it's not a scary movie, but it's a Halloween movie. I love Trick or Treat. The one with Sam in it, not the old Trick or Treat movie.
The old Trick, that was the one with I was talking about this with someone else, with Mark Price, who played Skippy on Family Ties.
It was
right. It was the heavy metal.
It was horror. It was the guy who made the pact with Satan, and it was that was back in the 80s.
Yeah, the Satanic Panic shit. Yeah, and that was a great idea. That was just kind of poorly executed. You know what I mean? Because I remember being excited about that movie, being a 12-year-old metalhead or whatever, and then being like,
and he was just a poser.
Yeah,
he was just a poser.
Skippy from Family Tie. But yeah, those are solid recommendations, man. I actually just a couple months ago, a buddy of mine makes horror movies out of Glens Falls. His name is Frank Palangi. He's made a few features and been done a bunch of great stuff. I was in a couple of his movies, and in one of them, I got murdered by a clown.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of person to get murdered by.
He held me up in the air by the neck with one hand and then snapped my neck. So, and I still fucking dig clowns. So, even one murdering me couldn't stop it. But yeah, that's actually, we're doing a screening of that movie next week.
Where at?
The Strand in Hudson Falls, I think, right? Yeah. Yes. I have a flyer over there, but yeah, I get to see myself get murdered on the big screen.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited.
Congratulations.
For that. Yeah. I have seen myself kill people on the big screen because I was a murderer in one of his other movies.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's fucking fun. I love doing it. You ever thought about getting into some movies?
I would definitely do a movie. there's just opportunity hasn't really arisen yet. But I'm open to do a movie, even porno. So just putting that out there.
you heard it. You heard it here first, everybody. But yeah, if you ever want to, kill anybody on the screen, maybe we'll get you.
I could make that happen for
get
you.
you involved with something like that. That'd be fucking awesome. So, is there anything that you want to add before we wrap it up here?
No, just actually, I do. I have another thing coming up at Proctor's. Let me see. I wrote it down. The Nightmare Expo at Proctor's. It's on January 17th, 2026. And it's I'm gonna just display my art there. There's it's going to be like snake handlers there, and freaks, and just it's really for adults, not like the Nightmare Market, which is like a family orientated kind of thing on the dark side. This is more for the freaks to come and enjoy themselves.
It's like the real stuff, not the spectator,
the taboo stuff.
Yeah. Well, if you want, like as that gets closer, you can always come back and fucking promote that.
That
and
sounds
we'll
wonderful.
talk all about
I'd love
that.
to. I'd love to.
And yeah, I'd love to check that out. I'm totally fucking into it. Anyway, so Agony the Clown, thank you so much for coming out here and doing this.
Yeah,
really
like I said, it was my
appreciate
pleasure. I totally enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that was my conversation with Agony the Clown, and check out Agony on Instagram. He's really good, great content on there, and I again love the fucking vibe. Just love the vibe.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be doing some more stuff with Agony soon. So I guess we're gonna close it out with a song.
Yes,
and we were saying, we were talking about the Eddies, like you were at the Eddies, and I was at the Eddies, and that was when we both were kind of saw the Zorbas trio for the first time.
Yep.
They got up and performed and fucking killed it, and I had never heard of them before literally that day. And since then, I've had them over here and had them on the show and got to know them, and they're really great, really, really talented folks, but they have a Halloween song aptly called the Halloween song. So I think we're gonna play the Halloween song, and you wanna introduce this one?
I do. I love it. It's kind of my thing. All right. So once again, this is from Zorbas Trio, and this is the Halloween song.
flushed with fear. Screams are heard throughout the night. Hallows Eve is such a fright, such a fright. Better head on back. Halloween, Hallows Eve, trying to be so deceived. If you can fall asleep, maybe you should trick or treat. Halloween, Hallows Eve, won't you come and walk with me? Talk with me, you're missing all the fun. Halloween, Hallows Eve, I see that you may disagree. The red leaves falling down, I think it's time to look around. Halloween, Hallows Eve, won't you come and play with me? Stay with me into the woods we go.
All right, and that was the Halloween song by Zorbas Trio. And I think that's rounding it out, isn't it?
Yeah, that
Our
is
time
it.
is quickly coming to a close.
For this episode. I do have the makings of part 2 that'll be coming out next Thursday, and so far it's looking like we have a crazy good show, like as good or better than this one. Certainly more local music, more local segments, and I hope everybody checks it out. And I don't know, fucking happy Halloween.
Yeah, I hope you have had as much fun listening to this as we had fun making it, because the Dazzle Den is a magical, wonderful place.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody can really be in a bad mood while you're in
No,
here.
it's not allowed in the Dazzle.
It's not.
It's not. It's not allowed. All right, so happy Halloween. We'll see you next week. Unsigned518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you would like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening. Or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.